I just think it's very tough for young people now. I really think it's a struggle for you all. As much as I said with social media and everything, that information is so much easier to come by, and to be able to look things up at the touch of a button is brilliant. But it does take you over as well. You suddenly realise, you said you lose time, you lose track, you'll be looking for something. And it will take you, you've just suddenly 2 hours have gone and you just think, well, what on earth have I just achieved?
I think we've become a lot more dependent on it. Like, we'd struggle, I think, while everyone says that we probably could cope without our phones, I think we really would struggle to get by without, like, checking on Facebook or Twitter or uploading an Instagram picture.
I think that it gives you more time if you don't have it to do something more useful.
And parties are more organised on like a Facebook chat, and if you don't get added into the chat, because they just look at the list on Facebook and they go like, oh yes, they can come in, come. And if you're not on it, you kind of feel left out. And then they're like, oh, why didn't you come? And then you're like, well, you didn't ask me, because they're not on Facebook, so it's harder.
No wonder there's so much online dating now, because there's no eye contact anymore. People, you get on the tube, Debbie says this on the tube, and everybody's like this. They don't look up anymore. There's no contact to talk. They're just staring at that.
My best bit of paper that I ever got in my life, that I've had the most use out of, was my driving licence. I've got a mediocre degree, I've got a postgraduate qualification in teaching, I've got a grade 2 piano, and I've got a driving licence. And out of the 4 of them, I wouldn't hesitate.
It is really expensive, and you have to have a good job to pay for it.
It'd be like £20 an hour for most places, and it's just
£25 a lesson.
Yeah, it's just way too expensive to actually start doing something. Get a driving licence and just do nothing with it, because you can't. Everything nowadays is really expensive.
I think education means bring out, and you shouldn't. It's a real frustration as a teacher to have to teach, say, chocolate cake, when actually there's 3 of them want to do banana cake.
I mean, you can feel intimidated. We are on the Otley Run here, and by the time they reach here in their fancy clothes, fancy dress, they're getting quite boisterous, and they say things I think they don't think they would say if they were sober. A lot of it is attitude. If it's the way they stand, if they're just sort of relaxed and they're not trying to hide themselves or anything, and they're just talking, that's absolutely fine. But if they're they look as though they're skulking, that's a different matter. You give them a wide berth, but just a group of friends talking, that's one thing. That's fine. But sometimes, as I say, if they're sort of huddled and, they've got the hoods up and all the rest of it, that is intimidating.
I'm trying to think of a word without swearing now. They're just bad people. It's not... Most teenagers aren't like that. Normally, most of us are inside anyway, but it's more of a thing that even if I saw someone huddling around loads of young people, I have the same feeling as well, playing, because I don't know who they are and I don't know what they're doing, because you don't know.
At the time, it doesn't really come across in your head. You don't think, oh, I'm going to be intimidating towards other people. You think it's just right and it's just natural, but when you're in the other shoes, it's different.
I think about it sometimes though, so if somebody is walking past and it might be like an old lady or something, and I'll just maybe smile at them or something, just to sort of make them know I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just cold.
When I'm with my group of friends, we tend to stand a bit spread out, sort of, so we're not as huddled as most youths would be, but we're definitely spread out, and we tend to smile at old people a lot. So.
But then sometimes I think I'm smiling and then people think I look angry and it's just my face. So.
I think young people feel forced to smile at the older people so we don't get instantly judged.
Yeah, for definite.
I don't like groups of youths. You get them down here sometimes. I'm running on the garage roofs and I shout to them, you're going to ruin, all the dirt's going through to the cars, you're going to ruin the road, or you're going to kill yourself falling off. And they just do that, or tell you to get inside your old or whatever.
My dad always used to tell me, I think you should go outside and be with friends and that, instead of being inside on your computer and that. And then when I go out, it's like, how to spend time with your family, come back in. And then I'm like, well, I can't really go out and do anything with my mates, I have no money.
Once you've got past that age of going to the park like with your family, like as a kid, and then you're told to go out on your own, there's nowhere really to go unless it's like an organised like event or something. But and then I don't know, then you looked at, well, like you don't know, you're with the friends and you'll be just sat somewhere talking, and then there's people sort of looking down at you like, go do something with your life, but you've been told to go out, so there's not really what to do, so you don't know whether to go out or not.